right, you guys, as you can see, we are at the hobby shop yet again. I love this place. I wasn't into the brakes for the wagon at home, but I decided, why not just come here, use the lift, all their tools. It's just so much easier. They have nice concrete floors, so here we are. I also brought that fire gum stuff to patch up the little hole, not a hole, but where the pipe's not fully sealed between the new exhaust and my old pipe. The little sputtering sound will go away. I think this guy here in bay 2 is almost done. He's putting his hubcaps back on. It's Saturday right now, so it's kind of busy, but hopefully this guy's done in just a few minutes and I can snag that. All right, so I just put myself on the waiting list. There's one guy ahead of me, this guy in the Focus or the Fiesta ST over here, but it looks like both of these guys, the Cooper and the little Opal here, are both done. So whoever finishes first, he'll take one and I'll take the other. I would say that's probably the only downside to the hobby shop. I mean, the place is amazing, but you might get here on a busy day and everything's full and you could be waiting a very long time. Thankfully, I got lucky today and both of these guys are just about done. But you could be here for, I mean, we had the R32 in here for 2 days, so it could be very hit or miss. But other than that, it's a great place. All right, the Mini was just pushed out, never a good sign, but bay number 1 is now open. So hopefully he'll take that one and I get my favorite one, number 2. Yes, bay number 2 is open. All right, so the car is up. First thing I'm gonna do is get my fire gum stuff here. I'm gonna pull this back apart and fill this little gap right there so there's no more leaks. We're gonna need impacts. 13, there it is. All right, our exhaust clamp here has been taken off. Everything's been sealed up with the fire gum. You can see that I filled the entire pipe with it, so we should have no more issues. This is our current brake setup here. I have no idea when the last time these or the pads have been changed, but you can see between this new pad here versus that pad, those are worn down pretty far. The cars will stop fine, but these will be much better than our nice new Bang. So the brakes on this car are actually super easy to pull apart. Once you pull this little cap right there off the back side, I'll show you down here. You can see there's one there and one up top, and it's gonna be a T45. Yeah, T45 Torx bit that goes right inside there, like so. And then the whole front carrier section here pulls right out. So now with both top and bottom bolts out, we're gonna tilt the top section back. You can see this little piece here kind of hooks in behind the carrier. Gonna tilt it back, and then you're gonna pull up. And then for now, I'm gonna set it to the side. You can see this one has the sensor right there, but don't plug that in a second. And then this one also has the sensor. Besides the sensor where it goes in, other than that, they all just go in just like normal. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think these brake pads were that bad, but they're actually, they were pretty worn down, so I'm glad we got nice fresh ones going in. Also make sure if you're putting in new brake pads, you have a C-clamp like this to compress your piston back in, or they actually make a tool that goes in here, like mounts and pushes back in. Either one works, but if you're putting in new brake pads that are much thicker, you're gonna need to compress this back down. Otherwise, once the pads are in, they won't fit back around your rotor, and it's a giant pain. All right, brake pads on this side are all done. All we need to do now is pull out the one set screw here, pull off the rotor, swap on our new one, and this side will be done. Whenever you put old parts next to brand new parts, it makes the old parts just look so trashed. So out with the old, in with the new, and they gave me a brand new set screw, which is nice. All right, new rotor has been fitted. I have some brake cleaner here. Get a nice little wipe down. We'll go ahead and put the caliper back on, and then this side is all done. Shoot, got the race car brakes on the wagon, looking so good. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. At this point, both fronts are done. Looking nice and fancy in there. Gonna go ahead and start in the rear now. I'm actually gonna do this side first, because remember, back when I was painting my calipers, I think I might have stripped out a bolt on the other side, so I'm gonna do this side first and leave that side for last. All right, here's our rear brake setup. These ones actually look a bit worse than the front ones did, and this poor dust shield is like falling apart. I need to replace that, but I need to pull off this adapter, get that out of the way. And I think with these back ones, before I took off these bolts back here that hold the entire carry on, but these ones are actually 2-piece, so I think I can take off just these ones to the slide pins and pull this section out and not worry about the Allen bolts back here. All right, with both of the slide bolts out of the way, we can now simply pull the whole entire thing right off. So there's that. That's it right there. And then this one actually has another Torx bit, which is a T30. So that one will go in here. I'm gonna pop the whole thing right off. Also make sure you release your e-brake, because I had an e-brake still pulled and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't spin this, and that's why. Ooh. Yeah, see, that sounds like a big chunk out of it. Yep. Time for new brakes. Oh yeah. All right, so we have the new rotor on, the new set screws in, the pads are in. Now we're using this tool here, which is like the false rotor on this side, and you have this little crank that spins this piston back down. So it's different than the C-clip. The C-clip just squeezes it down, but this one actually spins the entire thing. You can kind of see there how it spins the entire thing in like so. That we can fit this caliper back over the pads here. And just like that, our first side is done. There she is, boys. We got fresh brakes all around, looking good, actually, except for this back one. So I swapped out the rotor, you can see, but for some reason I couldn't get the piston in this caliper to compress back in, no matter how hard I tried. It just kept spinning in one spot. So we have the same pads still on this one, but a new rotor. So I might come back on like Monday or Tuesday and try again, but for some reason I just couldn't get the piston to go in, but it's okay. Other than that, we are good to go. Our little exhaust leak has been fixed. The car sounds much, much better. Not bad for a Saturday. So now you only hear exhaust sound from back here, and there's no more annoying little sputtering sound from this section. So I'm glad that's fixed. I gotta say, with the exhaust not leaking anymore, it actually sounds a lot better. Not bad for little 1.6. Also, speaking of 1.6s, if you guys remember, the first car we ever got when we were in Germany was a cosmic green Mk4 Golf. Bam! Look what's back at the house. So Casey's friend Boone actually bought this car from us almost a year ago at this point, I want to say. They're over here doing an oil change on the car, and when he was putting the drain bowl back into the pan, I guess he cross-threaded it and stripped the entire thing out. So they went to the junkyard, got a whole new pan for this car, so when they get back, they'll be doing that. But here's the car. I believe this car was in 1999. It's a cosmic green Mk4 Golf with a 1.6 SR. This is where my love for the 1.6 came in, because this thing ran so good. This car also has, so this is cosmic green here, and then it has a bunch of rave green pieces on it for some reason. I painted all the trim on this car, the door handles, put these smoked red tail lights on it, the BMW hubcaps, which is now missing some of the sticker portions on it. It's also missing the front lip. Not sure where that's gone to, but this is a good car. Our first car that we ever got in Germany. We've gone from this 1.6 to the next 1.6. I do miss this color though. I do miss this color. One of the greatest colors. Had to do a little side by side. How cool they look together. This is pretty much how that car would have been if we kept it, but it was automatic and I just didn't much care for it. This car had AC and all the good stuff, so, and it's a wagon, so I'm happy with my decision. But 1.6 16 valves and then 1.6 SR. I'm not sure which one has more power. I think this one has more power than this one. Possibly. They're both almost about 100 horsepower, or at this point they're down to like 50 horsepower max. But it's cool to see them both together. Also, fun fact, both of these cars have been in Switzerland. Let's see what we got here. This one is the 4Motion one. This one is the Bora one. I think it's this one. There it is. This is the original lip off the green car, actually.
All fine, clearly.
Merry Christmas. There you go.
Well, shit.
It's actually the original one off that car, so now it's back. How's it going down here?
Huh?
How's it going down here?
Good. I just have one more, and then I need these 1, 2, and then 3. Do you know what size these are? Like 13, maybe?
On the trans side, I don't know. Maybe could be up to 17, or maybe 13 or 15, or 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
No, I don't know. It's somewhere there. I can't remember honestly.
But yeah, look, you can see like this was tightened all the way down, and it's still leaking.
Yeah. You're just lucky the junkyard was open today and they actually had another 1.6
and Matt
SR.
and Jeremy were so nice. Like they put it on the forklift for me and drained it and took it out and everything.
Yeah, y'all got lucky.
I know.
This car has been sitting for a long time.
I know.
Because I've got 2 younger siblings. I'm like, I don't know if it's like growing up with them and being like.
All right, oil pan has since been removed. So while I go ahead and get all the rest of the silicone off of this side, they can go ahead and prep. Is that the new pan there?
Nope, it's down here.
Okay, the new pans are there. They're prepping that one, and then I'll get this side ready to go, and we can put them back all together. All right, everything is all back together. I torqued the oil pan down and sealed it. It's been sitting for about 30 or so minutes. Hopefully, there's no leak issues. Yeah, you can go ahead and start it. Also, do the lip back on the car. All right, well, the car is running pretty smooth now. I just went through and I recharged the AC. So the compressor I put on this car before we sold it actually works, because now the AC is actually blowing ice cold, which is cool. Now that clicking sound you heard when the car first started up, so this car was actually pretty low on oil when it got here. So now oil's taken care of, new pan, AC works, making progress. Little green car, got a front lip on it. She's doing good. Not a bad car. This car was manual. I probably would have kept it, but I didn't like the automatic. All good to go. I gotta say, there are way too many Mark IVs at this house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mark IVs to only 3 Mark IIIs. The ratio is all types of wrong right now, but it is really cool to see this car, our first car we got here in Germany, back at the house. Got all freshened up. AC works now. Oil's good. Got a new pan on it. I miss this color though. I don't miss the automatic, but the color, that color on the wagon would be dope. Very cool. Look at this shot of this Mark IVs. This is not right. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoyed seeing good old Gracie once again. It's cool to see this car still on the road and running around. Don't forget, be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.